Hillary Clinton. I will be voting for Hillary Clinton.
On the 11th of October, in the year of our Lord 2016, Casey Neistat dropped his video, Who I'm Voting for President, to massive and immediate controversy. Let's talk about that.
Shadow man, shadow box, dance in the dark with me.
Casey had 5 main points in this video. 1. He was voting for Hillary because it was the only viable way to keep Trump out of office. 2. Donald Trump should not be president. 3. This is no longer a normal election. 4. Other YouTubers should speak up. And 5. If we don't act now, we will regret it. He linked the New York Times article in the description and also ended the video with this screen to further clarify his point. Quote, "This video was not sponsored by Hillary Clinton or any other political entity, but you need to vote for her and make sure everyone else you know votes for her, or the consequences of electing the unstable, irrational alternative will be far-reaching and severe." The video was pretty much memed to death upon arrival, with YouTubers like Pyrocynical, Dolan Dark, and KSI all making parody videos because, you know, being invested in politics is stupid or something. But by December 2018, the video stands at nearly 50% dislikes, a far cry from Neistat's average at the time. The video also has 160,000 comments, nearly 20 times as much as he received on his similarly viewed videos, and most of the top comments are negative. Aside from that, the biggest video criticisms came from spineless YouTubers Philip DeFranco and H3H3, but there are a few smaller ones I'd like to get to first.
Talking about the sexual assault of women, he says he likes to grab them by the pussy. Listen, he's a billionaire and rich and famous. Women throw themselves at him. That's the lifestyle he lives. Women throw themselves at him. They start kissing him, grabs him by the pussy. Maybe not now because he's a little bit older. When he was younger, man, he probably got mad fuck pussy. End of story. If you don't like grabbing girls by the pussy and you're a guy, you're gay.
Ladies and gentlemen, a disqualifying opinion. You see, instead of going the sane route and criticizing Trump's words, he justified them and claimed that you're gay if you don't sexually assault women. Is this the kind of mental gymnastics it takes to be a Trump supporter?
Listen, I'm just making the point that I don't think Casey Neistat is someone you should listen to about politics because the guy clearly hasn't done his research and is just talking out of his ass.
Except for the New York Times op-ed he put in the description, which went into far more detail. But, okay, let's say that doesn't count. Grade decided to disregard Casey's video because he wasn't a, quote, political guru. Grade, who has no background in politics, then went on to make 3 political videos with virtually no sources and a heaping amount of errors. With a lot of the bad reporting going against Hillary, and his far less negative evaluation of Trump, and him essentially saying that Trump and Hillary were equally bad, it makes me think he may have just had a teeny tiny bit of bias, but nobody cares about Grade anymore, so we can move on. Philip DeFranco came in the next day with a trademarked centrist outlook in a video called Who I'm Voting for President. Casey Neistat
unleashes mob
on YouTubers.
And so in my opinion, what I see here is Casey kind of getting on a high horse. He's calling out big YouTubers to do what is right and elect Hillary Clinton to be the next president of the United States. And I'm using air quotes when I say do what is right because that might be different to another YouTuber.
Oh yeah, some YouTubers want to build an unnecessary wall, destroy our relationship with Mexico, and some don't. Some YouTubers want to elect a guy who had discriminatory housing policies in the 80s and called for the death penalty for innocent black kids, and some don't. I mean, who's right? Both sides are literally the same.
Also, he references the biggest YouTubers on this site, which I don't know if he's going by views or sub count. If he's going by views, he's calling out Little Ryan Toys Review and PewDiePie. And if he's going by most subscribed, then it's PewDiePie and people like Smosh. Like, I feel it's weird if Smosh gets called out to tell their viewers who to vote for.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I should have dropped out of this race a long time ago. I never thought it would get this far, but my crippling insecurities are preventing me from dropping out of the race. I hate women because they hate me, and my disgusting, flabby body, and my tiny little hands, okay? I call blacks and Mexicans thieves to throw suspicion off myself, because I am the real thief. No matter how much I pay my wife, she hasn't had sex with me in years. Also, based off my marital history, it is abundantly clear that I am a whore.
When Smosh is doing a better job at taking a stand than you are, you really need to reevaluate yourself.
I say this as someone that's being hit by this harassment a lot less than many other YouTubers, and that's in large part thanks to my audience being smart enough to realize that Phil is going to give us information. He's going to talk about the bad things for everyone. He's going to talk about how those people that they're being accused, they're defending themselves. And he's not going to push his biased agenda on us. He will let us come up with our own opinion.
Which sounds good in theory, but when you title a video, Casey Neistat unleashes mob on YouTubers, you're already pushing a negative agenda. What Phil does here is claim that he is somehow unbiased in his reporting and that his audience is smart for coming for unbiased content. But there's no such thing as unbiased reporting. All media has bias, because news sources have to decipher the news through their own lenses and then choose what to report on. It is impossible to completely separate our own views and feelings from our reporting. Even the title of a video or the way it's presented can show bias. An example of this was shown in media portrayal of survivors during Hurricane Katrina. A picture of a black man swimming away with supplies is described as looting, whereas a white couple was described as finding food. Now, neither source lied about what happened, and that doesn't make one of the authors racist. It just shows that their bias influenced how they reported the story. For example, titling the video, Casey Neistat Unleashes Mob on YouTubers, is a way of giving negative prejudice towards the story through the title of the video, and saying,
And so in my opinion, what I see here is Casey kind of getting on a high horse.
DeFranco is inappropriately interjecting his opinion into the coverage. DeFranco is not only pushing his biased agenda onto the viewers, he is unable to be objective because of his clear conflict of interest. He's a YouTuber. He's had people talk to him about this, and he is too closely connected to the story to report on it honestly. This doesn't make him a bad person or anything, just shows that he's not an objective source of news.
Casey endorsed Hillary with such gusto, he basically fucked her in the ass and gave her a reach around. I mean, he went full service for her.
Great start. I mean, the image of anal sex really cemented your point there, Ethan. But does this sound like he's endorsing her with gusto?
I'm not a huge fan of her stale politics. I'm entirely aware of all the criticism against her. I'm aware of all of her failures and shortcomings. But she's intelligent, and she knows what she's doing. More importantly, she's mentally sound, she's responsible, and she's sane.
When your main reason to vote for someone is, at least she's mentally sound, that's not a strong endorsement.
Before I do get into this, I just want to say that Casey is a wonderful guy. He makes great videos. He's one of the truly creative people on YouTube, and I have nothing but admiration for him. Get off your fucking white horse. You just make fucking vlogs. You just fly drones around New York City.
Nothing but admiration, huh? Let's see what else he had to say.
But it's like, nobody's even talking about any real issues. Everybody's just accusing each other of actually being a rapist. Like, has this gone too far? Like, Trump shows up to the debates with like a small gymnasium of people who Bill Clinton's apparently raped. Maybe next year during debates, half of the people can be Bill Clinton rape victims and the other half Trump rape victims. I just want all rape victims at next year's debates, please. No normal people at all.
I know it sounds like I'm taking him out of context, but there really is no context to help him. But no. People were talking about the real issues. Also, there's a pretty big difference between if Bill Clinton is a rapist because he's not up for election, and if Donald Trump is a rapist because he is up for election.
So if your favorite YouTuber says things like, I don't like to talk politics on my channel, or I'm not going to reveal who I'm voting for, call them out.
I think kind of the opposite of what he's saying. Don't fucking listen to me. Don't listen to Casey. I'm just a YouTuber. How does that qualify me to tell you who to vote for? Who to fucking elect as president? I literally go to the grocery stores with 200 shirts on, and you're looking to me for advice on who to vote for president? Yeah, there have got to be better people out here to advise you on that.
So this is basically just fallacy of composition. For those of you who don't know, fallacy of composition is a logical fallacy where someone infers that because something is true for part of the whole, it's true for the whole. AKA, because some YouTubers like Ethan aren't an authority on politics, all of them aren't. Just because Ethan knows nothing about politics doesn't mean Casey doesn't know anything about politics.
If you're like, I'm not going to vote for them, each side says to you, oh, well, you not voting is basically voting for the other guy. Or you not voting is basically voting for the other guy. And here's Casey himself saying, if you don't vote for Hillary, you're responsible for the Holocaust Part 2.
Okay. So I normally avoid using the word straw man in an argument, mainly because it's become more of a buzzword in recent days. I usually go with, misrepresentation or something like that. But pulling Holocaust imagery to discredit Neistat's point of don't vote for Trump is such an obvious misrepresentation, I have to call it a straw man. Also, the Electoral College swings heavily in favor of the Republicans. So yeah, not voting is a vote for Trump. That's why she lost with 2.8 million more votes.
Let's all tone it fucking down. The climate is so toxic right now on both sides that you can't even be in the middle because they'll yell at you and tell you're the devil for not choosing one of them. And God forbid you try to choose a third party guy, a vote for the third party guy, which is basically a vote against the system.
I'm gonna forget the obvious centrist BS and say that no, a vote for a third party is not a vote against the system. It's a vote made to be devalued. You see, in a winner-takes-all system, minor parties are essentially useless in a presidential election. Even if a third-party candidate was polling around 33%, if no candidate gets more than 270 electoral college votes, the Constitution says the voting goes to the House of Representatives. And either party in Congress wouldn't openly go against the binary that they both benefit from. The only way to change that would be to abolish the Electoral College, which won't happen by electing a president. It'll happen by electing congresspeople and senators. So yeah, in the current system of government, a vote for a third-party presidential candidate isn't going to change the system.
In short, guys, don't let people bully you into voting one way or the other with their extreme hateful shit. It's not fair that you get guilted and shamed into voting one way or another. And it's really fucked up that you get ostracized for being in the middle, for trying to be a sane, rational person who's like, well, I haven't made up my mind, they're both kind of insane, you're the devil now. Don't let people bully you and make you feel like shit because you want to be in the middle. More people should be in the middle. Most people should be in the middle.
If his first point is about undecided voters, then yeah, don't hate on people for being undecided. But you should have made up your minds way before October. As for the claim that we need more people in the middle, no. Alright? See, okay, I'm gonna have to break down centrism, but to give the cliff notes, the Democratic Party is centrist by any international standards. So going to the middle is just closer to the right. And even if you meant in a general way, the middle of left and right is often unworkable. That's not to say that compromise is never necessary, but with many of our current problems, there is no middle ground. A few years ago, gay marriage was a hot button issue, but there really was no middle ground. Either gay couples could get married, or they couldn't. If you were in the middle, maybe you thought to leave it up to the states, but that still leaves a lot of gay people unable to get married. By compromising, you're just helping one side. Is healthcare right? It either is or it isn't. There's no compromise. Do women have the right to an abortion? They either do or don't. The middle ground would be allowing some states to restrict a woman's right to autonomy, a concession to one side. And in a country where state legislatures have made it possible for abortion to be punished by death, the middle ground is slowly evaporating. So no, we don't need more people in the middle of our current system.
So in short, who am I voting for? Only one option. Humongous for president.
Humongous what?
Humongous.
So I urge everybody now following me who believes in me, write in humongous for president of the United States 2016.
Go screw yourself. Heck no. Casey was right about just about everything. Hillary was the only one who could beat Trump, and with 2 million extra votes, she still couldn't pull it off. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but even at the time, he was saying some basic stuff. The only point I would have admitted was him calling Trump a megalomaniac, because Trump definitely didn't want the job. But on a more serious note, I do think the claim was a little too outlandish, and starting off with it kind of weakened his points for other detractors. Even though Casey linked to the article, I also think the video should have gone into a little bit more depth with some examples. He isn't really a political channel, and to build credibility, it would have helped to have some video examples, but I understand him wanting to keep it brief. At the end of the day, his point that Trump was a worse deal for America than Hillary was pretty dang apparent, and I gained a lot of respect for him hearing him stand up for what's right. The way I see it, Hillary represented everything wrong with modern politics in the US, but Trump represented everything wrong with America.
I'm on an airplane right now watching Hillary Clinton's concession speech. Trump won. I just wanted to address that on the vlog. Everybody on Twitter is like, what do you think? What are you gonna do? First of all, I know a lot of my viewers are Trump supporters, so congratulations. I entirely respect the outcome of the election. Trump won fair and square. So if you disagree with our new president-elect, then it's up to you to stand up for your values and what you believe in.
The day after the election, Casey posted the video, Trump won. He ended his normal vlog with an epilogue congratulating Trump voters on the victory and praising American democracy. He obviously softened a little bit on his original warning, but considering his place on YouTube, going full on screw Trump and screw the Electoral College would probably attract more negative attention than he needed. And considering he isn't really a political YouTuber, his statement was probably the best he could have made. Since then, except for a few inaugural videos, Casey's gone back to his normal content and stayed away from politics. His like ratios went back to normal, and most people forgot about this whole thing. If anything, I think this whole incident spoke a lot more to the character of other YouTubers than it did Casey. Seeing the way right-wing YouTubers rationalize their views and how centrist YouTubers tried to justify their own inaction spoke more to how people will do anything to please their audience and stay away from controversy. Hi, thank you guys for making it all the way through this whole thing. Sorry about the audio quality, I'm still working on it. If you liked this video, please subscribe. If you didn't like the video, please leave me an angry comment calling me a soy boy cuck, and the most creative insult will get a spot in the next video. Other than that, join the revolution or something. I'll see you guys later.